Well, at least you get to give the real answers now. The realness.
Real.
All the other shit you've seen online is fake. Everything else you've seen online, it's fake answers. This is the real shit. I'll give you the honest truth, and I'll talk my shit.
Dave Blackamoto here. 8 months would have passed since the Vettori fight come February 12th. How have you been and what have you been doing throughout this long off-season?
I've been good, but I've been bored at some points. I think for me, when I started to get into the flow of things again at the gym, and I was learning, I was soaking things up, then the lockdown happened, I think late July, early August, and then that was for 3 months. That kind of like slowed down our learning. Didn't stop us from learning because we do what we have to do, but it slowed down our learning, our training. Shout out to my boy Chance, my flatmate, one of my BFFs, and he kept me jacked during lockdown because he's athletic, he's driven, and yeah, we just know each other, we get each other. So he was able to push me, and he got me really strong with home workouts.
Is there like an adrenaline or thrill-seeking gap you have to fill in your mind when you have long off-seasons from someone that, always has an opponent to think about, always in camp, or like just having those high numbers of fights?
Yes. That's why I like static. I like a little bit of beef. For someone like myself, I've even said after fighting, I'm gonna need something to do that's gonna endanger my life every 4 months, I feel. Not maybe endanger my life, but something that's gonna like just make me feel like I'm about to die. Yeah, this was a long layoff, and yeah, I like the way I live. I find ways to release that pressure. Like my guy right here, I take vacations. Find ways to relieve that pressure during those long layovers or whatever, but I don't like them too long because eventually there's only so much you can do. Then I have to find something else. Then, I up the ante a little bit sometimes, and it's not always the best thing, but I'm smart with the way I vacay.
It took you 7 fights in 18 months to become the undisputed UFC champion, which is one of the most impressive roads to the title in modern UFC history, if you take into the account the number of fights and the time frame. Is this how you envisioned the start of your UFC career to play out?
Yeah, pretty much. I came into the UFC with experience, and I'm glad I got that experience outside the UFC. But I came into this game knowing that I would have to face the sharks in the deep water straight away. So I earned my keep. I just did it fast because I'm active and I'm clean like that.
You like to grade your performances, but how would you grade your title run?
Ooh, my title run?
Yeah, from debut to...
Oh, to title, that was nice. I'd say it's an A.
A?
Yeah, A. A minus maybe, but A. I'll give it an A because I just feel like I fought the right fights. I fought different styles. I fought the styles people think. Every fight there was always a narrative of this is the guy. Next fight, this is the guy. Oh, this is the guy that's gonna take him out. Next fight, oh, this is the guy that's gonna take him out for real this time. No, last time was a joke. This guy for real this time is gonna take him out. It's just like, shot at place. Yeah, so yeah, A minus or A.
How would you describe this part of your career going into the Whittaker rematch? If it was an anime arc or like a movie, a part of a movie or so on?
That's a good question. I like that question. Feels deja vu. Feels like I've been here before. Feels like some kind of, I wanna say, not inception, but like, yeah, I've been here before and I'm about to do it again, yeah. But I'm about to do it in a different way, in a different timeline. Something along that line. That's how I feel about this fight.
You made a grand entrance into Marvel Stadium at UFC 243. What effect did your walkout have on you and your performance that night?
Okay, that's okay. I thought you were gonna go somewhere else with that question. All right, good.
No, man.
Hey, freestyle
This is the big leagues, hey.
Okay, that was a good question. What effect did that have? For me, it freed me. It freed my mind because I wasn't overthinking the fight at all. I wasn't even thinking about the fight. The night before the fight, I fell asleep watching the rehearsals on repeat. And I fell asleep with my phone in my hand or like on the bed. I was kind of like, man, it's gonna look sick. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be tight. I'm gonna fucking kill this shit. It's gonna be viral. And the fight was like the secondary thing on my mind. So I had no paralysis over analysis. I was just able to just free my mind of the fight because I knew what I could do. So yeah, this week I also have ways of freeing my mind off the fight because I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just like, I focus on other things. Not that I'm taking the fight lightly, no. But Robert, I bet you before the first fight was in bed that night thinking about the fight and overthinking the fight. He'll probably do it again, to be honest. And he'll probably just like, I think he'll just accept it, which is good for him. It makes him dangerous. The fact that he just accepts, not defeat, but accepts his fate. Yeah, still makes him really dangerous. So I have to take him seriously.
Was there anything that surprised you during your first fight? Oh my God.
That was hard.
Wow.
I had to gauge that when I was like, am I gonna shot on this one?
You just did that 15 minutes ago.
I know. I was like, it'd be great this one, but I didn't have to earth bend. I just air bended, so we're safe.
Were you surprised by anything that happened in the first fight? And what was your first thought after he hit the canvas at the end of the first?
Yeah, I was surprised with the way I played the game. I called the audible without realizing it because we had a game plan. But then I matched his energy. I was just like, right, you want to stand 10 toes down? Fuck it. I can stand 10 toes down and I can get buck wild. So I matched his energy and I just called an audible. I fought differently. Yeah, at the end of the first round when I dropped him, if you look at me, I wasn't even phased. I kind of looked at him. I was gonna do something, I think, but then I was just like, calm down, head to the corner because the bell rang. So I was just like, all right, bet, focus and back to it. I guess I humbled him to the sense that he can't say the shit he was saying the first time around because he was talking all that shit, saying this and that. Oh, I think
that Adesanya isn't as good as he
thinks he is. I remember that. I'm the elephant in the fucking room. You know, I never forget. So I remember that. Oh, Israel's not as good as he thinks he is. So I was just like, I bet I'll show you how great I think I am. Just because you don't think you're that great doesn't mean I have to think less of myself. This is the thing I hate about Kiwi culture sometimes. It's like you have to think less of yourself to be accepted. I'm like, fuck all that. I think I'm the shit. You know, like Twist or my other coaches, some of them will watch the interview and like, or you know, Pops was like, have you seen the interview? I'm like, no. And I saw a little snippet of what he was saying. It's like he finds it hard to kind of swallow. It's a hard pill for him to swallow. He's admitting it. He's saying the right things, but he's not believing it. His ego still won't let him, and that's his downfall. His ego, you know. And people try to say that about me leading up to the first fight. Oh, he's too egotistical. He's not humble like Whittaker. I'm like, bro, stop. I am extraordinarily humble, Drax. But like, I know my limits, and I know my limits as a human being and my capabilities. So I know I'm the shit, but at the same time, I know I ain't shit. He needs to check himself. So he's got this newfound mental clarity. It would help him positively if it was true. I just don't buy into it.
Do you think people are putting too much stock into
Yes.
his last three
Yes.
performances?
Yes. Way too much. Like, to the point where I'm just like, did he like invent like a new move or something? Did he reinvent the jab or I don't know what? But yeah, he improved, yes, but not to the point where people are like blowing it up to be the proportion. Maybe, I think people just have low standards, that's all. I just have high standards, so I just don't, oh my God, nah, it doesn't really faze me that well, so yeah.
Whittaker said that you looked beatable in your last fight, but how beatable did Whittaker look to you in his last fight?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah.
Good question. Hey.
Everyone, round of applause for David. Freestyle Bender, round of applause for David. Wait, did you actually write, was that fan questions or you wrote that?
No, these are all me.
Oh, real?
The
Okay,
fan
good.
questions coming at the end.
Okay, cool.
That's
okay.
Dave Blackamoda right here.
Did he look beatable? Of course, he did. He did, but he played the game very well against all three opponents, I feel. But also at the same time, you put those three guys together, they don't amount to me. The way they play the game, it's not the same. So yeah, like I said, I was not impressed by your performance.
Okay, fan questions. There are a lot of guys in their 20s that aren't where they want to be in life and feel the pressure from family and society as a whole that's making them feel like failures. What advice do you have for any young man that isn't where they thought they would be in life?
Fuck them. Fuck your family, fuck your friends, and fuck their opinions. Fuck them. And I say that with all due respect, because when I was 20, I thought I was going to be married and have kids by 24. I think about it now. Literally, I thought at 24 I'd be married with kids when I was 20, because you have all these ideas of what society or like you said, like your family or whatever want you to aspire to be or fall into, that blueprint. You know, you get a good job and then you marry and you have some kids and you work till you die and blah, blah, blah. Nah, fuck all that. Fuck them. Everyone's time to peak is different. Everyone's time to shine is different. So that pressure, just use it to work, but don't take it to heart. That's all them. Even for me personally, with my family and my loved ones, you know, it's out of love. They want the best for you, but they're not you. You know what's best for you. It's also good to listen to them. Listen to them, take on the advice, but at the end of the day, it's your life. You have to listen to what you want to do and your intuition. So it's all case by case basis. So yeah, listen to them, but at the same time, fuck their opinions. Do you, boo-boo.
Any advice to beginners in combat sports?
Beginners in combat sports. Look, this life isn't for everyone. This game isn't for everyone. especially if you play the game stupid. Because I don't play the game. That's why I still have my wits about me. I'm able to speak to you clearly. I don't slur. You know, have very, very little or no brain damage because I fight intelligent. I say just have fun with this. That's the main thing, have fun. But if this lifestyle, from what you've seen, looks like it's something you want to do or it's a calling, then pick the right gym. Because early on, my first coach didn't want me to do MMA. He wanted me to do Muay Thai and be just like him and, you know, have that flow. And he wanted me to be like a copy of him, but better, with better attributes. I listened to my instinct. I listened to my gut. I was just like, I don't think this guy's gonna get me to where I need to get to. So I went to Auckland, looked around, and I saw this gym, City Kickboxing. I was like, I think they will get me to where I need to get to. But it wasn't about the gym. It was like the people at the gym, particularly Eugene. He was the one that I gravitated towards, and then the rest is history. So yeah.
How do you condition your shins and what's the importance?
Look, there's all that stuff people talk about, you know, you gotta click, 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 or roll bottles or whatever. I don't do that. I did it early on when I was young, but it wasn't for me. Just fucking kick the bag and kick it hard. But be careful as well, because you weaken the bones. So, you know, like take days off where you let it heal, because that's the thing. That's where it gets stronger, from healing, from rest. But yeah, I don't try. It's just over years of kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking ass. You get tough shins.
All right, official prediction.
Official prediction. I honestly think it'll be if not that, and if not that, I don't mind that. I look forward to that. So that way he knows that he can't fuck with me.